every time I start talking, people just listen. Y'all mean to tell me everybody that y'all have as a female was talking to the females only? So every male or a significant other or friend that you come across, when you try to talk to them and tell them information and knowledge and enlightenment, they just made you feel weird? Now, did they make you feel weird out of the thought process that you self-sabotaged the thought process within your head and you felt weird about telling that information? So it came off in the atmosphere because of that energy wasn't the same, because your energy was off and you weren't able to co-inspire with the thought that you just assumed they didn't like it? Or did people actually tell you, like, shut up, you're annoying, you're talking too much, I can't stand this? Or has anybody ever told you to shut up? I'm only asking because I'm so grateful. In my recent experiences, I don't have that problem. Like, people sit down and listen. Now, do I care about them and how they feel from listening? Maybe I don't take completely acknowledgement of that. However, I've had a lot of people tell me, you're spitting real facts. How do you know this information? How do you know all this information? And where did you obtain this information? Where are you from? Where did you get the time on your hands to even be able to study all this information and knowledge? I've had people, literally multiple people, sit up 8+ hours either on the phone, 8+ hours just talking, 8+ hours just me just me spitting out my pure known knowledge from spirit and divine source. However, before I actually stopped caring about people pleasing, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, was I in that thought process where I figured out that I was self-sabotaging a lot of situations? Just because of past trauma or something that has happened or occurred in my past that I didn't heal? Yes, that's exactly what happened. I'm not gonna lie to you. For my part, your situation may be totally different. However, me, I was traumatized. And then when I was traumatized, I said, oh, so instead of traumatizing myself more, I'm just not going to talk, or I'm not going to say certain things, or X, Y, and Z. Because I used to be the bookworm, or the teacher's pet, or the A+ student, or the geek, or the nerd that everybody just called me the smart kid. So I always been like Jimmy Neutron, Dexter's Laboratory type shit. Everybody always wanted to be my friend because I was popular, and I was always the popular kid in school. But it's not because of like my looks. It wasn't because of like anything besides my talent and my personality. Honestly, because I was 585 pounds. And everybody loved my fucking personality because I was motherfucking mama. I was their mama. I was the mama in school. Or I would be the grandma. So, honestly, I was the baby in a lot of situations. However, I ended up being a motherfucking mama. Don't ask me why. I was older than them technically in life path. I have a life path 9. And a lot of them had like a life path 2, 3, life path 6, life path 1. It was only a couple that was actually ascended masters. But they were in environments where they were being brainwashed and programmed, so they really didn't have the knowledge that I had or obtained because they didn't think to actually seek out the enlightenment like I did, only because they weren't aware there was another option or there was an alternative or there was a truth. And honestly, since I've always been proving people wrong all my life, I've always took it to be like, and I graduated with 4.7 GPA. Like, I always took it to be like, oh, I was born 2 hours unalive, so people used to be like, oh, she ain't gonna never be nothing, this, that, and the third. She idiot, she dumb, she naive, she green, blah, 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 da, 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 da. And the whole time, motherfucker, I'm just sitting over here like, processing, plotting, scheming, allowing spirit to just do what they do. Because I really ain't ever felt the need to, like, explain myself for real. It was more so of like a defensive mechanism. I was always so misunderstood. Like, having an actual neural-spicy brain, a neurodivergent brain, people will listen to what you say and take surface level of that shit. JetBlue, Delta, American, Houston, we motherfucking have a problem. And then act like they understand what you're saying. Just to repeat back the way you said a certain thing, and don't actually break it down so that way they show you that they understand what you're saying. Basically, like moral of the story, if I tell you if I make a call to customer service, right, and I tell you that a subscription that was supposed to be canceled has not been refunded due to the fact that you guys sat over there and did not correctly tell me that the way you guys' system works, if you put in a cancellation, it's an automatic refund. So therefore, it's going to trigger within the system that I got to make a payment. And now I can't use my app store because I have to make a payment on the app store. And then the person that's the customer service states and say, I completely understand your problem. I apologize for the concerns and worries that you're currently experiencing. I understand at this moment that we canceled a subscription for you and you're not able to use your app store. However, after reviewing your request, request is still pending. So at this current moment in time, we're not able to do anything about the request. And the whole time I'm not calling about the request. Please comment down below if you understand why I'm calling. I'm calling because you guys made a request for a cancel, or I'm contacting because you guys made a request for a cancellation for a subscription that I have not paid for. So now it's being charged on my store or on my account. So it's causing the app store not to allow myself to make any downloads. So I need you guys to figure out, how can you rectify the situation you guys fucked up? Because I never asked for you guys to cancel a fucking subscription. Because if you would have understood what I said, you would have said, hey, from the beginning, because that was the call after the call I made from the first one. So at this point in time, we're already on step 2. Phone call 2. This is not the initiation of phone call. I'm not calling you guys to cancel the fucking subscription. I'm contacting you guys to cancel the request that you guys put in and didn't tell me about the fact that your system would have triggered a refund request instead of a cancellation. So I'm contacting you guys to cancel the request. Instead of asking for confirmation, instead of asking for clarification, instead of asking what do I need, why am I calling, you just jump to what you hear. Because your brain is being triggered in your ear to respond instead of how to fucking listen. We would have avoided a fucking problem if motherfuckers would have fucking listened and motherfucking not listened to fucking respond. Because if you listen to what I said, I never made a statement of what I needed. I made a complaint of what happened, and so that way they would have a backstory. You see how easy it is for y'all to get caught up and misinterpret shit? Because y'all don't fucking pay attention and jump on the first fucking board thinking that you're doing something and you're not doing shit? Because we ain't even get to the problem yet? And then I gotta keep telling you and then you gaslight me and manipulate the situation? I've had misunderstandings. Because, baby, shit, people think I'm green. Shit go over their motherfucking head like American, JetBlue, Delta. I ain't ever like, when I was working in customer service, I would listen to what they had to say when they first call me in, because at the end of the day, it's a complaint 9 times out of 10. They're giving me the backstory. They're not really giving me the problem. You haven't figured out the problem. You can't just assume the problem by the backstory, because you cut across me before I could even finish where I needed to go. Because you're reading off a script. And then when I go off script, because no longer can you reply back with script to what I'm saying, at that point in time, you working in your ego. So that means your ears are completely closed. You're not listening to me. You're not accepting any new information. You're blocking everything, and you just want to expel. You just want to compute. Like, you just want to push out shit. Like, that's all you do. So, as a neurospicy divergent girl, if I can understand that, y'all should be able to too if y'all got a normal ass fucking brain. But then I realize y'all brain is normal, so y'all can't think outside the fucking box. Okay, hello, shit. Rough up.